What's up, YouTube? Shawn with the Guaranteed Success Plan, and today I actually want to talk about goals. But I don't want to talk about goals themselves. I want to talk what happens when we get off track, when we start to lose focus, or that goal starts to look like it's just going to be out of sight. And how do we get back on track and make sure that we actually hit them, and not only just hit them, but crush all of our goals. All right, guys, let's cut the fluff and get straight to it. One of the first things that we have to understand about goals is we need to set goals that are unachievable. And I'm not talking about like wildly unachievable. I'm talking about 50-50 chance that maybe we hit them and maybe we don't. Because if we set goals that we hit every time, we are never gonna push past our comfort zone. We're never gonna grow out of the place that we're in. We're just gonna be kind of complacent. Even if you're doing really, really well, we're still gonna be a bit complacent if we're just hitting every single goal. But what happens when that goal starts to look like it's incredibly unattainable? How do we bring ourselves back on track? One of the best things that you can do is set mini goals inside your big goal. So let's just talk about a GCI target for the year. Let's say your annual target is give or take $250,000. If our annual target is $250,000, what does our quarterly target need to be? What does our monthly target need to be? And what we do is we actually just set goals and rewards for our monthly or our quarterly targets. So that way, if we start to get off track and all of a sudden, it's a month or 2 months that we don't hit any sales, and we're like, I'm not gonna make it to my annual goal. I might as well just adjust and move down. We could look at that monthly goal or look at that quarterly goal and start driving our business in the direction that's gonna make us hit those goals. The other thing you have to do when you're on a track for your goals is be honest with yourself. Have a true, honest conversation with, are you putting in the work? This is something I had to do just recently with myself even. I set some really, really big lofty goals for the year, and I've been having an incredible, amazing year, but there was a time where I was actually getting off track and I was really considering dropping my goal down. But before I did that, I actually sat back, had a true conversation with myself, and was I really giving 100%? Was I really leaving everything on the table? Or was there some gaps where I could have tried a little bit harder? Was there a part where I could have squeezed out a little more energy? Put in a little bit more time? Could I have stayed up an extra hour one night doing the things that I should have been doing instead of going to sleep? And the truth was, I wasn't giving 100%. I'm a very high performance individual. I'm always at the top of my game anywhere that I go, but that doesn't mean that I'm always running 100%. And this was one of those cases exactly. For example, my first year in the business, I set what I thought was a pretty aggressive goal. I sat down to do 30 transactions in my first year. I even remember sitting with my broker and being like, yeah, I'm gonna do 30 deals in my first year. Again, I came in as a solo agent. I didn't have anybody handing me anything. And I was starting with my back against the wall, again, with $0 to my name, not even $0. I had $100,000 in personal debt. I was drowning in it. I remember the look on my broker's face. He was literally looking at me, telling me like, oh, good for you. But I could tell in his eyes, he was like, yeah, good luck, buddy. 30 deals in your first year, not really something that happens too often. And then I remember when I started getting off pace and I started thinking, maybe I should probably adjust my goal down, maybe 25, maybe 20 deals. It's still a really good first year, but it wasn't the 30 that I set out to do. But then I had that honest conversation with myself. Was I really digging deep? Was I really putting everything I had on the table? And was I really grinding to the goal? And I wasn't. I truly was leaving gaps every single day that I could have been focused, where I could have been a little more driven, and I could have been putting in more effort. So what happened? I started filling the gaps. And when I did that, I started closing back in on the target. And I actually ended up blowing past my original target of 30 sales to the point where I had to readjust my target up because I'd already passed the 30 sales. And once you beat your goal, that doesn't mean you're done. Every time you get to your goal, you need to move that down the line so that you keep growing and we never stay stagnant. Because if we're actually staying still, we're dying because other people are going to be pushing past us. So when we're setting our goals, remember, set the goal that it's a 50-50 chance that you might get it. And understand if you don't get it, that's okay. But what's not okay is to not give 100% effort and not dial down and actually dig into your business and find out where those gaps are and where you can be making up time and where you can be catching up back on pace to make sure that we do hit that goal. Like we see in a lot of these videos, guys, either pause it now or when the video's over, actually sit back, take a look at some of the goals, and are you on pace for them or are you not? Seriously, before you play the next video, are you on pace for your goals? And if you are, can you fill in the gaps and increase those goals even more? And if you're not, are you willing to put in the extra energy to make up those gaps and make sure that we crush those goals, or do we have to start adjusting them down? I truly hope you don't adjust your goals down. We really like to see people absolutely crushing everything around us. So again, if this is something that was helpful to you and you want to have more conversations like this, we're growing the GSP group into a massive collection of agents that are absolutely crushing their goals. Even the ones that are starting to get a little sidetracked or veer off the path, we have the strategy and we have the people in place to make sure we bring you back into the fold and get you going at 100% again. If it's something that you're interested in, send me a DM, leave a comment below, send me an email. I'd love to get in touch with you. And if this video was helpful for you guys, do me a favor, let's get this content going even more. Ring the bell up top, subscribe so you don't miss any videos. And until next time, guys, have a good one.